Hey guys, welcome to the long-awaited review of the Korg AX3000G. This is their flagship, I guess, of their floor-based multi-effects systems. Has a lot of similarity to Vox units, Vox and Korg of course having a very close business relationship. Very quick, comfy dials to change things, and of course the familiar switching system which we've seen for many multi-effects units. And also too, if you can see from that distance, we've got switching lights here which are indicating the tempo of a patch that's oscillating at a specific LFO rate, increasing as I push the pedal forward. Let's see how that sounds. That's just one example of how this row of lights is really handy. If we look at a more expressive patch, you'll see that the lights track the position of your pedal. And it may seem gimmicky at first, but that's actually quite handy because it'll show exactly which position your pedal is in if you haven't touched it for a while. Excuse me, the amp's humming a little bit. Anyway, yeah, it's a luxury feature, but a pretty handy one. So that's the brief to it. Let's have a listen. Interesting two-step delay here. A lot of patches have a control function too, which is sort of a new effect that can be added quickly and easily. So a bit of extra overdrive there. Sounds good too. Okay, this is one of those presets that sounds a little bit muddy from the get-go, but you have to tune it into your guitar, so it's nice and easy to just make instant changes on your basic amp settings. So you've got gain, volume, treble, middle and bass all right there at your fingertips. So immediately that's a little bit more to my personal taste. And you can just choose your amp models very quickly and easily right here. Of course, if you're using a good amp and you don't want a simulation, all you've got to do is switch it off. One touch, very easy. We've got pre-effects here, starting with compression. Pick up simulation if you want to sound a bit more like a single coil and you're playing humbuckers, you can use that. There's the acoustic simulator. Of course, we've got distortion coming from the amp there, so it doesn't really sound like an acoustic, but moving on. And auto wah. Univibe, always one of my favourites. Chorus and flanger is obvious, we've got octave as well. Ring modulator. Drone. I'm not quite sure what drone is, let's find out. Might have to experiment with drone a bit, and we've got synth as well. Modulation effects works well with pre-effects because it gives you a whole second layer of modulation. This is one of the things that's really nice about the AX3000G is you can just make quick, virtually random changes and come up with something good. I quite like this sound. That just suits my style, so I could quickly go ahead and write that one and we're back into it. I'll move along to reverb and we'll try a few different ones. And while that light's flashing, that means we can edit it using these dials here. So we're no longer controlling the amp, we're into reverb now. So go to our reverb column and we could turn everything up. Why not? Let's just give it a go. And the same applies to other effects like modulation, for example. What did we have on? Chorus. Obviously, it's unlikely you'd ever push your chorus quite that extreme, but it's good to know that this pedal can go there. Let's try something like random filter. Again, it's just special effects, but the scope for creativity is very accessible and quick. This next one, which is quite interesting, arpeggiator. I'm just playing one note there. It's a really fun effect, but of course you've got to be a little bit careful because it can start to sound a little bit out of key, as I did there. But it's an example of how you can step sequence your pedal using the expression pedal step sequence button here. It's a pretty complicated operation on its own, but basically what it means is that you can set 8 different points at which various controls change, enabling you to sequence complicated or synth-like things that you wouldn't normally play with your hands. So you can imagine that sound, for example, making some really cool intros or outros for songs. Of course, with effects we've got all our old friends like flanger. But of course, not everything has to be super dramatic. There are some beautiful modulation effects. And some nice djenty stuff as well. The wah pedal has a really nice feel to it, lots of good stable resistance, and of course the lights, non-stop enjoyment. Let's add some effects to that. Maybe some fuzz, octave fuzz. Okay, so I'll switch off all other effects in the chain apart from drive now, just so we can hear what's at the natural end, starting with tube overdrive. Orange distortion is nice. Metal. Okay, and it's from those very good starting points that you can build up a really fat, interesting, and often highly unusual sound with the AX3000G. So that's a reasonably comprehensive demo for you guys. I've waited a long time to show this one because it is a really interesting and fun pedal. It's very diverse. There are so many combinations and interesting ideas that you can follow up on. The 8-step sequencer is one that really is a whole day of experimentation on its own. It's very ergonomic, everything's very clear and easy to understand, very easy to use, and it looks good as well. The wah pedal also very comfortable. Love those lights. I know that's 3 times now that I've said it, but I really do like them. Anyway, I'll leave some links to some other interesting and slightly similar pedals for you guys that you might want to check out. Thanks also for watching Gear Facts. Please share this with anybody else you reckon that you might be interested in Gear Facts or the kinds of things I'm reviewing, or the AX3000G specifically, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Gear Facts. Thanks again for watching, guys. That's the Korg AX3000G.